YouTube, we're back with another custom today. Back in the lab today, we're working on another pair of Nike Vapor Pro ones. Today, we're gonna be turning this into a Jordan 11. The colorway is something like this, something like a midnight navy Jordan 11. They just want navy patent leather, and they also want their name and number on the cleat. So that's what we'll be doing today. Follow along as we get these cleats done. Let's get to them. So this cleat is a size 13. You can see right there, it's a Nike Vapor Pro 1, size 13. Let's see if we got it in my template section right here. So this is usually where I carry all my templates if I've already done a pair before. I already looked through this. We don't have a size 13, so we're gonna have to make a new one from scratch. So when it comes to starting a brand new cleat from scratch, if you don't already have a template, first thing you wanna do is tape up the whole upper. So I'm gonna get this taped up. After we tape it up, we're gonna draw out the whole pattern. Let's get to it.
The cleat's fully taped up. I use Scotch masking tape. You don't need any specific type of brand, just as long as that the tape is sticky enough to stay on the material of the cleat. It's all matched up, but I drew the Jordan 11 silhouette on it. So this part right here is the patent leather area. We have the white leather part right here, and then we just need like the lace straps, but we'll do that on a separate time. But this is how it is. So from here, we're going to want to remove this whole piece of tape and put it onto our Bristol paper. I use Bristol paper. We're going to transfer this onto here. So when removing the tape, I always like to find a place where I can make a simple cut. I always like to do it in the back. This is why this line is here. Do a quick slit, and we start taking this shit off nice and slowly. Because if you start ripping up the tape, man, it should go. See what I mean? Like, shit gets mad annoying. So slowly, control. Make sure you get all the tape off the cleat. Now, because the cleat is curved, you know, the tape ain't necessarily gonna be flat. When transferring it onto our Bristol paper, we're gonna have to flatten up some areas, and it all makes sense once you start putting it on there. So put this shit right here, put it onto our Bristol paper. As I was saying earlier, it's not going to be completely flat just because, you know, the cleat has some curvature to it. So there's going to be some parts where you're going to have to flatten it, make some slits into it. Try to get it as flat as possible as you can. Now, when you do these things, it's always very smart to save your cutouts for future reference, because let's say you get another pair in the same size, you don't want to be doing this shit over and over and over and over again. So you see here where it's like curved, this is where I'm going to make some slits into my tape. This makes it so that, first of all, it flattens itself to be able to stick onto the panels, but because it's a curved surface, you need more surface material to be able to fit properly onto the cleat. So here's that. Let's get it off and start cutting it out. So here's the pieces already cut out. It's relatively not so many pieces. If you look at a Jordan 11, there's not so many things going on aside from like the lace parts, right? But this is really all it is. I mean, here's the patent leather, and here's the upper where it's the white leather, this and that. We're not gonna be doing the tongue on this one. I've just never done the tongue on this type of pair. I mean, maybe I will in the future, but as of right now, we're just gonna keep it simple, normal football cleat, right? But once we have this, then we're gonna take it to our material. We're gonna show you what I'm using. So this is the material that I'm using. This is like a patent leather navy type of material. I mean, this stuff is pretty nice, good quality. This is what we're gonna be using for the navy portion of the cleat. It's a big ass roll, big as fuck. Good enough for a lot of pieces. Good stuff. I like using this. So when it comes to doing this stuff, this is like an awkward piece, and it's a pretty big piece. So I always like to be resourceful, because there won't always be a time where it's this much leather, right? Like this is a good amount to use, but there'll be times where I'm doing a pair where I don't have that much to use. So I always try to be resourceful and try to stack up the pieces as close as I can so I can use the least amount of material needed so that I have more to use for the future. This is the left inside. the left side, I think I'm going to be putting it like this. So from here, I'm going to be tracing it, because I don't want to get any marks on the actual colorful side. I'm also going to be adding an excess to this portion right here, which is the front toe part area, and you'll see why when we start adding the material to the cleat. So let's get this stuff traced up. So I got the pieces already traced up on my material. This is how it looks like. If you notice, I traced both the backside on both sides, because while this is the left inside, if you flip it over, this is the right inside. So just inverse it, so that way you don't have to tape up anything 2 times and everything's the same way. So this is what it looks like. We're gonna go ahead and do. So now we're gonna be going ahead and doing these pieces on the white leather. So we'll see how it looks like when they're all cut up, then we'll put them together. This is how the white pieces look like. We have a trace up right here. Notice how I really didn't use a big piece of leather. I mean, this is a roughly around, I don't know, like 15 by 9-ish, something around there. So it's not too much. Back piece, normal white. So let's cut this up. And now I finally have all the pieces cut up. I have my white pieces and I have my patent leather pieces over there, right? So now what we're really missing is the lace parts, or like the, you know, where the laces are held by the shoe. We need to add those. So what I'm going to be using is this stuff. I don't necessarily know exactly the name of this, but it's like this polyester strips that I like using for the laces. Trying to get it to focus here. Be adding this onto this piece of the leathers, and you notice that I actually put holes where the lace holes actually go on the cleats, right? So with a normal Jordan 11, you see there how like it has loops to hold the laces. I've done that before, but what I like to do with these is I actually like to not use lace loops, and I like to actually use these holes. The reason why is structurally, I feel like if you actually use the lace holes that are intended for the cleat, it's more durable, and you don't have the risk of the dude yanking and pulling on the sewed material and pulling off the material from the cleat. So to me, it's just more durable, more a safer option, and it still looks good. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to add double-sided tape to each and single lace hole onto this part of leather, and then we'll be adding those little strips individually as well. So that's how I'm putting them. Very nice, very simple. It's not rocket science. I got the lace things, or like the pieces, like the nylon, onto the lace parts of the leather. This is what it's gonna look like, and you can tell like it's like a different shiny material compared to like the leather. God damn, let me just focus. There you go. Well, to me, this is what takes the most time sewing out of this pair, because if you look at this, once you're done sewing all this, you just got to add, you know, this up here, which is just one long stitch, and then same thing with these things right here, which is just 2 stitches going around. So to me, this is the foundation, longest pieces to sew. So let's get that over there. This is my Singer heavy duty machine. Use it for everything. This is my go-to. This is my baby. And so we're gonna take the material, here, start sewing. Usually one whole side is gonna be 1 single stitch. It's just more efficient to me. So let's get it. So now that this portion is all ready to sew up, now we got to do the actual patent leather. So this is gonna tie up the whole custom together. It's what's gonna make it look tough. We're gonna do basically the same process that we did to this. We're gonna put double-sided tape on the edge here, then attach it to the white to the white pieces. It's the same shit. It's very simple. Let's go ahead and do that right now. If you're wondering how you can get your normal looking Nike cleats converted into something better, you can easily reach me at my email, our website, or on my social medias. They're all in the link in the bio. So now we're going to be sewing our patent leather. With this piece, I'm gonna do I'm gonna be doing one by one. So first, I'm gonna start with the smaller piece, as you can see right here. Once I'm done sewing that piece fully onto the white material, then I'll be adding the bigger piece right after to fully finish the full sewn on material. Let's get to it. Jordan 11 set. And what happens is that the needle actually goes through the threading, and the threading gets caught on the needle. Like the needle has gone through the actual threading, and now it's like building back, it's building up against the thread, so that like it's not being able, it doesn't allow it to go through the material smoothly. So I have to take off the whole thread in order to loosen it up and get the sewing again. When it comes to the Jordan 11s, I usually like to use a pedal for this one because there's a lot of straightaways. There's not too many sharp turns. You need to guide the material with the machine and the needle. So it's more efficient to do the Jordan 11 with the pedal than it is with the hand crank, in my opinion. You can see there, nice clean stitches. Start from here, and it's gonna be one massive stitch, but it's gonna look like it's double stitched though. But it's just one massive stitch, one single flow. Along the curve, I won't really use the pedal too much. Sometimes I will. It depends how I'm feeling. If it starts going a little too fast, then I'll slow it down. But right now, it's smooth sailing, so I'm gonna be using that pedal. It gives me a consistent stitch. But like, see there how I start going fast? Sometimes you can get a little too carried away, and it can fuck up your stitch and look like shit. Oh, see what I mean right there? Oh man, I went a little too far. So we got the things finally stitched up. This is what the silhouette looks like. And they're ready to get merged with the cleat. So I already prepped the cleats off camera. You can see that they're all scratched up, all nasty. But this is essential for the material to be durable and to stay on there long term onto the cleat. It's already prepped. This is ready to get put on there. We're going to be using this type of cement. It's called Renia. Really good stuff. I love using this. You can find this on Amazon. It's not super cheap, but it's really good. It's like It's an all-around cement. You can use it with different types of material. It doesn't have to be just shoes. Like you can use it with leather, PVC, vinyl. It's just really good stuff. So you're gonna rub this onto the surface of the cleat, and then you're gonna rub it onto the back parts of the leather, which is gonna make contact with the cleat. So let's get to it. So you heat up both things, move the gun around, don't keep it too long in one spot. So we're now going to add the material to the actual cleat itself. So this is the left one, left pair. Make sure to double check before you do that. You don't want to put the wrong side on the wrong cleat. Done that before. I always start in this portion right here of the cleat. That's my guide area. I'm going to line it up my material. From there, I'm just going to follow the guidelines of the cleats, and the material should fall into shape accordingly. Just like that. Should fall into shape. Gonna flatten out any other areas where I see it's like has some air pockets. Now I'm going to do the other side. Just like that. Just like that. Just like that. Yes, sir. Flatten out any areas. Now we're going to line up the bottom with the cleat. See how it lines up so perfectly? That's what you want to see. Yes, sir. Look at that. So satisfying. Let's do the other side. See how it's already lining up? Like, look at that. Look at that. Perfect. Perfect. Now I'm going to do the toe cap. Make sure we get out any air pockets that you guys can see. You don't want any air pockets, because if you allow air pockets to form, then you're gonna have to wrinkle up your material. It's gonna look like shit. So you don't want any air pockets. You want everything completely flat. It's also more durable. So let's get this cleat finished, man. Let's get this shit done. So here we have this final look right here. Nike Vapor Pro 1 turned into a Jordan 11 Midnight Navy colorway. Just so nice, so nice. Personally, something that I would wear on the field. Look at that, nice stitching, real clean stitching. Nice cocaine white tops, Midnight Navy patent leather. Nice and clean around the edges. Nice and clean around the bottoms. This is your finished product right here. This is the final look of a Nike Vapor Pro 1 cleat turned into a custom Jordan 11 Midnight Navy colorway. Custom to the customer, has their name in the back. Look at that right there. Nice and clean. These are size 13, so they're pretty good size, but look at that patent leather. Look at that. Nice and clean lines along the base plate. And shiny parts right here where the lace holders are supposed to be at. Just a really nice looking pair of cleats. So if this is a pair that you're interested in, we have plenty of colors on our website. This isn't the only color that I can make. I can make almost any color as long as it's available in that patent shiny metallic material that is very infamous with the Jordan 11 cleats, or Jordan 11 shoes, should I say, right? So you might be asking yourself,
Didn't Jordan just release an all black colorway of some Jordan 11 lows? Yes, they did. They're very nice. I actually would wear them and I like them very much, but they don't make anything with like a sock like this. They make the high top version, but to me, is always my main gripe with Jordan football cleats is that they're very bulky, they're huge. But these slim, tight, very smooth, just like a football cleat should be. And these ones obviously have the makings of a normal football cleat, which is the Nike Vapor Pro 1. This is your custom Jordan 11 Midnight Navy football cleats using the Nike Vapor Pro 1 model cleats. Let me know how we did. Again, if you want more content, follow me on Instagram, TikTok at JKicksCleats. If you want to see our store with more products, want something similar to this, at our link in bio on our website, or send me an email. I can definitely get your swag right for football season this coming year. So again, I'm JK's Cleats. This is your Cleats of the day. We'll catch you again next week for another video. We're out.